Well, you're addicted to being broke and struggling. I'm going to give you 3 NLP hacks to break this cycle now, right? Because it's about the addiction to poverty, if you will. You've struggled and almost succeeded and blew it up. This video is for you because most of you aren't unlucky. You're addicted to the dopamine hit of almost making it. You're a struggle junkie, right? You eat struggle and difficulties and trying to overcome like a crack addict hits a crack pipe, right? But let's talk about how we can break that addiction cycle right now. Because what you have to do is begin to look at like, what are you getting out of this struggle? What are you getting out of almost making it and then doing something to self-destruct or blow it up, right? And what it is, you have a part of you that's hanging on to it. And it could be for any reason. In a future video, I'm going to take you through a technique just for that. But it could be safety, security, no responsibility, not drawing attention away from other people. I've worked with a lot of people that get stuck like that, and they had a sibling or a parent that was a kind of like a superstar, and it was kind of a learned behavior. Whatever you do, you didn't take the attention off of that person, right? So you need to clear that out, right? And develop a new identity. Because what happens, you develop this identity of a struggle junkie, if you will, or an almost make it person, and it becomes your identity. And until you get a new identity, you'll always go back to that. I use the analogy, it's kind of like a thermostat, right? That your body temperature is somewhere around 98.6, right? If you get sick, you get a virus, your temperature goes up as it's trying to fight it. And then as soon as it's better, the temperature goes back down. When you get cold, if wintertime, sometimes you get cold, your body shakes, it does other things to bring the temperature up. But what if your thermostat is set for struggle? What if your thermostat is set for almost making it? Just not quite there, but almost making it. Right? So if you've ever had the experience of doing a breakthrough, maybe you were trying to manifest something and you did. You got the date you wanted, you got the job you wanted, you were making the money you wanted, something happened. And then suddenly you somehow blew it up. I use that term. And it's because it's your body just trying to go back down because, it wants that struggle. It wants to remain in that thermostat range. Maybe you have a friend, they're used to making this much money, whatever it happens to be. And then something happens and they get a breakthrough and they're making almost twice as much money. One of two things is going to happen, as we all know. It's either this is going to become the new norm, the new identity, the new thermostat, and then they may even make more, or they'll blow it up and go back to the regular. Best example of that is someone that wins the lotto. If they have this struggle mentality, if they have this poverty mindset, they could be, today they're broke, Saturday they're a millionaire. Talk to them how many times you read the stories 5 years later, they're back into the poverty mindset. They lost all that money and more. Right? So what can you do to overcome this? I promised you, if you stuck around to the end, 3 things you could do. And we're going to work on 3 specific things, like let's say finances or money, relationships or physical body, getting in great shape or healing, right? So let's do this. Let's look at making more money. And what to you would help you represent that. So here's the best way to begin to change it, because this is also stuck in your body. When I say your thermostat, it really is stuck in your body. So what we have to do is make a physical state change, right? So if you throw your shoulders back and you take a deep breath in, right? And if you look at where you are right now, you can look to the past and realize you're not who you used to be, right? But you're not who you're going to be in the future. You're who you are right now. And everything changes. Everything's in a state of flux. So if you want a new you in the future, you have to begin to change who you are right now. You could probably think of people or times in the past where something changed and it changed how you thought about things, and then everything began to ripple. So this is what we're going to do here. And let's say, I'll use the example of getting a new car. You've always wanted a certain kind of car, but you have to make a lot more money to get it. So let's say you want a certain kind of car. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath. Right. And as you exhale, throw your shoulders back, lift your head up, and just be like, yes, this is how I feel. And then imagine yourself leaning on that car, talking to someone and saying, I used to find it a struggle to make the kind of money to buy these kind of things, these cars, these toys that I want. But now it's easy to make this money. It's easy to get what I want. And it's going to feel a little odd at first. And we're not saying fake it till you make it. It's just that think about that. And then think about the last time you did something you didn't think you could do, whatever it happened to be, make more money, something physical, whatever it was. And think about how grateful you felt when you got done with it. Right? So step into that feeling of gratitude. Again, take that breath in, shoulders back, head up. See yourself leaning on that car, right? Talking to somebody, saying, it used to be hard for me to do this. Now it's kind of easy, Good. Now let's do one for, let's say, a physical healing or changing your body. You want to get in great shape and you haven't. You always did something to not do that. Or you have a physical challenge you're trying to overcome. Again, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, throw your shoulders back, head up, and see yourself the way you want to be, right? Getting in the shape that you want to get into, or having the healing so your body moving the way you want without the injury. And again, you begin to think, I've had struggles in the past and I overcame it. Maybe somewhere in the past you broke an arm, you broke a leg, you tore something up, and your body healed, right? Or you've lost weight and gained weight. So you know how to lose weight. Now we're going to look into the future, and this future you, this new identity, this new thermostat is you looking the way you want to look, being the person you truly want to be, right? And lock that in and feel grateful for it, right? Feel grateful. In fact, you want an inside tip. Imagine someone saying, oh, it's just easy for you, especially if you're getting in great shape. Oh, it's just easy for you. And you can say, well, when I changed my thinking, everything changed, right? Because that's the ultimate compliment, right? That you're doing the work that no one else wants to do. Now, lastly, let's look at like getting a great relationship. If you don't have the relationship you want, this could also be work, right? Not the job that you want, but like a relationship. So again, now take a deep breath. And as you exhale, shoulders back, head up, looking straight ahead, and picturing yourself talking to the person or the people around you in this situation, right? And feeling grateful, saying, I used to always like self-sabotage these kind of things, this great relationship, this great job, this great opportunity. But now I find it easy to make that commitment and stick to it because I'm not who I used to be. I'm not who I'm going to be, but who I am right now. So step into that feeling. And these kind of hacks are the things that really begin to make you get those changes that you want because you deserve it. So when you look to the future, you realize you're not tied to your past. Your past is not a guideline to the future. It's just where you used to be. You ever take a trip, pull out a map? Well, first you have to know where you are. Let's say I'm here in Florida. I want to drive to Chicago. Well, first I have to know where I am if I'm going to plan my trip. If I don't know where I am, I don't know how to chart the thing. Neither does your subconscious mind. Admit where you are and say, this is where I am right now. And then you can set the trajectory to where you want to go. So when you look to the future, you realize everything leading up to this time is going to help you become that kind of person that you want. Now, if you want more information on this kind of stuff, that's what I teach in Street Smart NLP. It's not just theory. It's not fancy stuff. It's how the neurology of your brain actually works to help you achieve the things that you want. It's like a steroids for success. So, and it's how to develop that true prosperity mindset. So if you want more of this, wherever you're watching this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and share it with other people. And if you have any questions, make sure you reach out. So subscribe today, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day. So you train like a performer to be an elite public speaker. That's coming up soon. Again, if you like this kind of stuff, the thing to avoid is boring people with facts. The things to do is tell a story and excess emotion. That influences people. Wherever you're watching this, make sure you subscribe and please leave a comment and tell everyone around it. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. That's HortonPsychology.com.